This morning's guest, what? He's not here? Find out what it's all about coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning and happy birthday, Emma Claire. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Design It, custom design services and retail furniture at the former Waccamaw Outlet Mall on Highway 501 right here in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on small business ownership. And we're visiting with the co-owner of He's Not Here, Barber Spa for Men, Gordon Hirsch.
Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Gordon.
Good to see you again.
How about it? You've probably never heard that. I mean, you don't hear that often, Barber Spa for Men. There's just not a lot of them out there.
Well, it's the only one in Myrtle Beach.
Is that right? It's the only one.
Yeah, the first and only.
That is fantastic. What's that like leading the pack there, Gordon? I mean, there's no pack yet.
Well, there is no pack. I think that was the concept was, is there a market for spa services for men, and what's the best environment to put that in?
Right, and there clearly is a market, and you've all found the right environment.
Yeah, well, they say with small business, if you can survive your first year, you've got something, and we're just over 3 years old now.
Wow.
So it's turned out really well.
That is fantastic. I remember when you all kicked off there, that was the summer of '04 then, right?
It was,
in
June.
July or June?
June of 2004. Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
And to see that opportunity with you and Patty, and not a lot has changed. I mean, it is still just such a beautiful location there. It's turned out to really work perfectly. Yeah,
we were real fortunate. We found a great building and a great location, and right in downtown Myrtle Beach there on Broadway Street, and we have wonderful neighbors, dandelion florists that have been there for more than 20 years, and Rita does a great job.
Right.
She's a wonderful neighbor to us, but men have been, real loyal to us. Once a customer comes to see us once, they tend to come back, and, just as important, their wives and girlfriends support us by buying gift certificates for them for their birthdays and Christmas presents and such. So it's it's always hard to buy for a man. What do you give a man,
Right, right.
You want another tie or another pair of socks?
Instead, you can get a Vichy. That's
right. And get a massage or a Vichy shower.
I love it. We've got our director recently someone gave him a gift of Vichy and a massage there. I don't know I can't remember what y'all call it, but they bought a gift certificate from He's Not Here to give him. He hadn't been in yet. It's tough getting folks in the first time oftentimes, or giving them their first massage.
Yeah, it really is. I think most men don't know what a spa has to offer. When they think of spa, they might think of massage, but you have to give them a reason to come in the first time, and that's why we also offer haircuts. So it's a combination old-fashioned barbershop and new age spa services for men, I guess. But once they do come in, they experience how relaxing a massage can be, and the stress relief that it offers. And then a lot of times they'll say, well, what else do you have to offer? And the Vichy shower is a great addition to a massage.
What is a Vichy, Gordon, for folks who may not understand that or never even heard that term?
I'd never heard of it until Patty introduced me to it. But it's essentially a wet massage. It's a shower room with a massage table with 6 shower heads over the table, and it literally showers you with warm water, and they exfoliate with a sea salt scrub to cleanse your skin and freshen you, and then a light massage with a conditioner. Usually we use hot bees honey as
come on, hot bees honey?
Yeah, real bees honey is hot bees honey is the conditioner, and then they wrap you in a spa blanket, and your skin actually steeps in the warm honey, and it is a natural conditioner for your skin. And then another rinse with warm water and the showers over the table, and then a light finishing massage with a conditioning lotion, usually a honey butter lotion. And then you add an hour massage to that, and we pour them onto the couch, and
that's right. They're sleeping all day.
Relax for a while before they're fit to drive home.
That's the Vichy Plus. That's
the
wonderful.
Vichy Plus,
yeah, really making that. If folks have not been there to He's Not Here, just to see the shower room there, to see the massage room that is of course, with drains there, I guess right in the middle or otherwise, so that everything can flow out. That's
it's a great experience. It really
Hilda
is.
Carter's still talking about that. Someone had given that to her as a gift certificate a year or so ago. So, of course, it's not just for men, even though it is a barber spa for men. You've got some folks that have been in maybe just one time or multiple times. Some women can get in and enjoy it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We say it's designed for men, but women are welcome. You know, the original concept was that a lot of men weren't comfortable going to women's spas.
Right.
And so, you know, create a spa for men that has a male theme to it. You know, so we're mahogany and leather and flat screen TVs.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, it's more of a guy's kind of place.
Right.
But and we didn't know how women would feel. But what we found is that they're very comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And so we see a lot of couples come in together. You know, they might get a couples massage. You know, side by side, two massage.
Is that right? Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, do two massage tables in the same room and separate therapists, and they get a synchronized massage, so they both experience the same thing at the same time. Or the guy might get a massage and a haircut while his wife gets a pedicure and a manicure. But yeah, women are welcome, and especially women, you know, with their husbands and boyfriends. That seems to be a good thing to do together.
That's tremendous, Gordon. Well, if we didn't have to sit here for the next 20 minutes, I'd be heading over to He's Not Here. I'm mesmerized just hearing you talk about it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We, you know, we weren't sure that Myrtle Beach was ready for it, but we've been very fortunate. Everybody seems to not only welcome it, but, you know, want to come back again and again.
Right.
A lot of businessmen put it on their schedule. You know, they say, I don't do anything for myself. I'm going to come in once a week and do something special for myself.
Is that right? That regularly, Gordon?
Yeah, well, they say, you know, I work, you know, so many hours a week, and you know, when I'm not at work, I'm doing things for other people, and I'm going to make an hour for myself each week and do something special for myself.
That's tremendous. Well, it looks like you're getting a haircut once a week, Gordon. You've got the new style every time I see you. You look great. Of course, you've lost some weight, too.
Well, I
Is it the new you?
Had them cut all the gray out. we have some great haircutters.
Oh, yeah.
The ladies that work for us and do wonderful things. You know, it's funny, a lot of men today are having their hair colored. I'm not, of course. But
no, of course not. Yeah, and you don't want to. That's why I never lean over. Yeah.
No, it's, you know, the younger guys, my son's, you know, age. You know, they want highlights, they want streaks, they want, you know, special things done to their hair. And we do all of that. Or, you know, they bring in a picture and say, I want my hair cut like this.
Is that right? Yeah. Does that happen often?
Oh, absolutely. We actually have books that you can go through and look at different hairstyles and choose the cut that you want. And we have some real talented people who can make you look like that picture.
That is tremendous.
Give you a makeover, Greg.
Yeah, if I hadn't been seeing Tom for more than a decade here, you know, that's the great thing about getting somebody in the first time. If they fall in love with you, you know, I've seen the same guy at captain's chair there.
Right.
And you get that longevity, and he's had folks for 20, 30, maybe even more years that have been going there. And I suspect 20 or 30 years from now, you'll probably have some of the same folks coming to He's Not Here that have been coming since summer of 04.
Absolutely. I mean, men especially are very loyal to the person that cuts their hair.
Right.
And, you know, you know, this is a transient market, and a lot of new people come here every year, and, you know, everybody has to have a haircut.
Now, you're the only guy that actually works at He's Not Here, is that right? And you're there sporadically anyway as a co-owner there. Are there any other guys there?
No, right now there are no other guys there. We have had some other guys working there in the past, but and I actually don't spend a great deal of time there. I have another business that takes up plenty of my time.
Which, if we weren't focused on small business, we'd be focused more on ticket return. If you remember, a couple of years ago, we were at the Herald studio, at the studio there at the Herald, and we had a chance to, not long after, I guess, Ticket Return had been formed in, was it 2001?
Yeah, in 2001.
In 2001, and very exciting to hear you talk about that. But a little bit about yourself, Gordon. Are you originally from the area?
No, I grew up in the western New York area, near Buffalo. And, came here to go to the University of South Carolina in Columbia in mid-1970s, and never went back to Buffalo.
Do you still have family in New York?
Very few. Most have actually moved to the South.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Some to South Carolina even?
That's right. Many, or to North Carolina and South Carolina.
Is
actually.
that right?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. The
Yeah.
Carolinas are a great area.
It is. I love the Carolinas.
Yeah.
I can't think of any place I'd rather live. And I travel all over the country now with my software business with Ticket Return.
Ticket Return.
And the more I travel, the more you love the Carolinas.
I want to talk a little more about what you did after finishing up at the University of South Carolina, but real quick, when you say Ticket Return, I mean, folks just want to know, what the heck is Ticket Return? What is that, Gordon?
I get the best way to describe it so people can understand is to say that we compete with Ticketmaster. We do all the same things that they do. We provide the software that stadiums and arenas and colleges and universities and teams like the Myrtle Beach Pelicans use to sell their tickets, whether they're selling those tickets at the box office or they're selling them on their websites. We provide the software and services that drive that process. And the Pelicans are a customer, actually.
Is that right? Great.
Yeah. And we got our start in minor league baseball. That was our first market, and this year we became the largest provider of tickets to all of minor league baseball nationwide.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ticket Return.
Ticket Return.
Congratulations,
Ticket Return.
Gordon.
Yeah.
What a huge coup.
So we've come from having no presence in the business to being the largest provider in baseball in less than 5 years. So we'll sell this year about $12 million worth of minor league baseball tickets.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
$12 million.
$12 million worth. And, I'm sorry, 12 million tickets worth about $200 million.
200 million.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 12 million
12
tickets.
million tickets physically. Yeah,
worth about $200 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
even more. Yeah, it should be more stuff. I mean, that's a big deal. Almost $250 million of tickets there.
Yeah, and it's been a huge deal. And then we also work with colleges and universities, as I mentioned. A couple weeks ago, Appalachian State upset Michigan. I'm sure you saw it on TV.
I did.
And Appalachian State is one of our clients. And right after that game, I went and looked at our reporting online, and they sold out their season the rest of the year right after that Michigan State.
Appalachian State did, yeah.
Right after they beat Michigan. So, it's funny, you never know how many tickets an organization is going to sell, but there's no substitute for a great program like Appalachian.
No, I know. They have really done a tremendous job. And, of course, just this past weekend, the Demon Deacs were taking on Nebraska. It's amazing, year in and year out, great squads come in, and one win or a loss can really change things.
Yeah. What a great program they have, though.
Oh,
they
yeah.
really have
Jim Grove,
two national championships.
I know, absolutely. Gordon, you think when you arrived to USC, did you know what you wanted to do with it? Did you ever think you'd be partnering up and co-founding Ticket Return or co-owning a barber spa for men? Obviously, you hadn't imagined that. But
no, I had no idea. I think back, my friends would have laughed so hard if I told them I'd own a spa someday. I was not a spa kind of guy.
Right, yeah.
But no, I went to school and got a degree in journalism.
Is that right?
Yeah, I wanted to be a reporter, and I was a reporter with the Greenville News and the News and Courier in Charleston, the Post Courier now, and the state newspaper.
It was
in
the
Columbia.
News and Courier when you were there?
At the time that I was there, it was the News and Courier.
I didn't know that.
It was two separate newspapers. It was the Evening Post and the News Courier.
Right.
And now it's the Post Courier, and it's one paper. Most two newspaper towns have gone to one paper now with the changes that have taken place.
Afternoon and morning newspapers merging together. Probably a lot has changed in the newspaper industry since you were a reporter and working for Knight Ridder for many, many years.
Well, of course, before Knight Ridder purchased the state newspaper and the Myrtle Beach Sun News, it was family-owned. The papers were family-owned. And Charleston is the only major paper in the state that is still family-owned.
Right.
But when I got into the industry, most newspapers were family-owned by the families that had founded those papers, 50, 100, or more years ago. And during the 70s and 80s, you saw a lot of corporate consolidation and ownership of newspapers and the emergence of the Internet and all the challenges that newspapers face today. So the industry has changed dramatically. But I spent 15 years in the newspaper business and then decided to make a move over to advertising. When I was here in Myrtle Beach and joined an agency here in Myrtle Beach and worked with the agency about 7 years, and then in the last 7 years have started two new companies of our own.
Yes,
so,
yes.
You need to get the experience working for somebody else before you're ready to go out on your own and do that.
And that's one of a good nugget of advice you would pass on to anyone who's yearning to do their own business. You really need to spend a little time working for somebody else so you'll pick up the pros and cons.
Yeah, I think any experience that you have before you start your own business, it can only contribute to your success.
Right.
When you're on your own, then all the risks are your own as well.
Yes.
So the more business experience you have before you go on your own, the more lessons you've learned, with somebody else's nickel, I guess is the way to put it.
Right. I think I saw, Gordon, was it back in the late '80s that you were actually up for and maybe even won a Pulitzer Prize, or you were up for a Pulitzer Prize for your coverage of Hurricane Hugo, is that right?
Well, when I was at the state newspaper, when Hurricane Hugo came through South Carolina, I was in the position of news editor and supervised all the reporters and editors in the newsroom that were involved in the coverage, and we were nominated collectively for a Pulitzer for our coverage of Hurricane Hugo.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's tremendous. Back in '89.
Yeah, and it's funny, that was the same year that they had the earthquake in San Francisco during the World Series.
Oh yeah.
And for that category in the Pulitzer prize selection process, we knew that an earthquake in San Francisco would upstage a hurricane in South Carolina. So, but we did have the privilege, I think, of being recognized as the second place for Pulitzer.
Right.
If they give second place.
Yeah. Whether they give it or not, a tremendous honor there. And the San Jose Mercury News, I think, pulled it off for their coverage of that earthquake there.
Yeah. And part of the same ownership group, again, with Knight Ridder Corporation and the great newspapers that they had in that day. Yeah.
Now owned by McClatchy. Amazing to think about that. Of course, McClatchy also headquartered out there in California. To think about them swallowing up Knight Ridder is
unheard of.
Probably mind-boggling.
It really is.
Folks.
When I was in the business, McClatchy was small community newspapers. You did not associate their name with ownership of major papers. And now they own, next to Gannett, I think they own more major newspapers than any other group.
Yeah, of course, Tribune is soon to be no longer. Assuming that all comes together. Incredible to think about those changes. Not that folks would have ever doubted that Murdoch could or would do something like he's done, buying the Wall Street Journal. But McClatchy or ideas like that's a big change. So in South Carolina, they've got the Sun News here, the State, the Hilton Head paper, obviously the Charlotte Observer, the Raleigh News and Observer. Make it a gigantic commitment to the Carolinas.
Right. Well, the role of newspapers is changing too. I mean, the idea of crushing trees and printing stories on paper versus electronic distribution of news has really put the industry into a quandary. And you look at major papers like the Washington Post or the Wall Street Journal, and that offer electronic distribution of the same information. So that newsrooms now are more information centers, and the means of distributing the information that the reporters collect is moving from paper and print to electronic.
Absolutely.
Electronic media.
Constantly changing. I'm sorry, the Herald's our show sponsor. Of course, they're a weekly. They're not crushing as many trees as obviously a daily is, or anyone that's in that kind of position, but surely print has made dramatic changes.
Well, and the Herald's a perfect example. I mean, I can go to the Herald's website and get the information that I need, or I can pick up a copy of it on the newsstand.
Right, absolutely. What are some of those things for folks who are thinking about opening their own business, Gordon, or that are currently working for somebody? They may not be thinking about opening a barber spa for men, but if they're thinking about opening, what are some of the obstacles, or what are some of the hurdles that they may not be thinking about, they need to be thinking about before they actually step out and leave their current employer to open their own place? What are some of the big issues they need to think about?
Well, I think, when my wife Patty and I started in the process of designing the barber spa, we knew that we needed a good plan. And we were fortunate in that she had the experience in the spa industry. She had worked at a number of spas in the community. She had clients that were loyal to her regardless of where she had worked in the past. So we knew that we had a connection with customers, and that we understood what was out there already. And then our next question was, how do we create a special niche that is different from what the competition is doing? And therefore, we decided that we thought there was a demand for spa for men.
Right.
Most of the others, well, not most, all of the other spas in town, having been designed originally for women, men were welcome, but the decor and the experience was distinctly feminine.
Yeah.
To the point where a lot of men weren't comfortable, being in a women's spa. And then the next challenge was, how do you pay for it all? We went to a bank, we put together our business plan, and put the plan in front of the bankers. They liked it, helped us with the money that we needed to get the business started. Right. But a good plan. I mean, we spent more than a year working on that plan.
Is that right? Yeah. Leading up to it, Gordon.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there were some other spas in the area in the region that were trying to attract men, and we went and visited those. There was a great one in Charleston.
Is that right?
It's called Gents.
Is it still around?
I believe it is, on East Bay Street. And that was one of the earliest models that we could find. And we went and spent a day and got familiar with it. And then, once they say be careful what you wish for. Once you own a business, it owns you. It's not necessarily that, you're in control. The main thing about the small business is it commands all of your attention all of the time. And that's what Patty does with He's Not Here. I mean, we're open 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, and she is either there or she is communicating with the people who are there.
That sounds pretty daunting, Gordon.
Oh, it is. It's a huge commitment. I mean, you have to look at your life and ask yourself, do I really have the time? And I'm willing to make the commitment to, start a small business, knowing that, for it to be successful, I have to be involved all the time.
Have you all gotten your children involved with the process, or are there plans down the road for anyone to step in and carry He's Not Here to multiple levels there?
Well, they've all helped in one way or another, but they're this year all four of them are in college.
Oh, come on!
So
all four are in college.
Yeah. So you need two jobs when you have four kids in college. They're all busy with their studies, and that's the first priority is college.
Wow. Yeah. So they're not yet thinking about. They probably love visiting He's Not Here. In every way, shape, and form, and that's probably a great way to introduce their friends or introduce other young folks to He's Not Here.
Yeah, we do see quite a few of their friends coming in, and they, of course, have free haircuts.
Right. Yes. Oh, good bonus. That's right.
Whether or not they want a haircut is another question.
Letting it grow out. Emma Claire, obviously, today celebrating her birthday. We had thought about trying to get her haircut before her birthday party this past weekend, but just let it stay down. I don't know when we'll next get her a haircut.
Yeah.
Let it grow.
Well, we've made a big point of welcoming walk-in customers. I mean, we know that there's not always time to make an appointment. Especially with men, it's almost like they're unwilling to make the commitment of an appointment in some cases. Their schedules are so hectic, they don't know when they can get away.
Right.
And so, we keep enough people on staff so that you really can call and say, I'm on my way, can you give me a haircut? Or walk in the door and say, can you fit me in? And, 9 times out of 10, we can.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
It's probably more difficult to just walk in for massages. But at the same time, I know oftentimes y'all go above and beyond to try to slip folks in as well.
Yeah, you have to be flexible, especially, like I say, if you're catering to men. I had the experience, before we opened this business of, calling salons and saying, I need a haircut, and being told we can fit you in next month, or 2 weeks from today, or of calling a spa and saying my back hurts, can I come in and get a massage, and being told I'd have to wait, several days, and I didn't want to wait. I needed a haircut then.
At that moment,
and
absolutely.
My back hurt.
At that moment, you don't know what'll happen in
at that
3
time.
days.
Yeah, so that's a real priority of ours is to find a way to accommodate those people that don't
That's tremendous. You'll have three great, I guess essentially four with the Vichy room, four separate areas that folks can get a massage.
Absolutely.
And how many chairs there? For folks who haven't visited, is there a good phone number? Do you ever let just somebody walk in to check the place out?
Oh, absolutely. We give tours. People come in all the time, and you can call us at 839-5595, and we'll tell you what the availability is, or you can walk in and we'll give you a service menu, and one of our people will walk you through the facilities and show you the locker room where you can shower and change and go back to work. It's real important for guys. You come get a massage, do you have to take the rest of the day off? No, you can take a shower and go back to work.
Right. Open Monday through Saturday, is that? And you said 12 hours a day.
8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
That's, again, a tremendous commitment. And do you all have a website, Gordon?
We do. We have a great website, and you can book appointments on it. It's he'snothere.biz, B-I-Z.
He'snothere.biz.
That's
easy to remember. Yeah, sure.
Easy to remember. And you can, there's a tour where you can see photographs of the entire facility and all the rooms and all the services that we have to offer. You can book appointments online, and you can buy gift certificates online.
Listen to that. We're talking gift certificates. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Gordon. Sorry we've run out of time.
My pleasure, Greg. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Gordon Hirsch coming up next. We ran out of time. We didn't get to talk to Gordon about his years as an instructor at the University of South Carolina School of Journalism. I wanted to ask him, what's a great question to break the ice when you're out, when you're sending reporters out on stories? What's something that helps get the ball rolling? We ran out of time. We didn't even have a chance to talk to him about his service on the Myrtle Beach Beach Advisory Committee, nor his role in helping to concept and plan out Broadway at the Beach, Grand Dunes, so many other things. So what's that like, driving by these developments, knowing you played a role in that? We obviously ran out of time. You can have the chance to catch him every once in a while. He's at He's Not Here. They're on Broadway, 839-5595. Go on by. Take a tour. Check out that Vichy room. I tell you just got to go in and check that thing out. I know you'll see the nice men's barber chairs there, and of course the massage rooms on the right, but golly, that Vichy, what an experience. Take the time. And again, a big happy birthday, sweetie.